Everybody's time is up, since it's a great opportunity to have time. It's only a minute. All the okay, so you stay sitting there, just look here, because this is what Iran is. Okay? Look at this text after. It says, in this holy place, the church gives thanks to the most holy Trinity. You're Christians, I presume. Yes. Gives thanks to the most holy Trinity for the feminine genius, for every woman, for their eternal dignity, and for the marvels God has accomplished through women throughout history. Are you okay with that, ladies? Mm-hmm. It's a bit too exaggerated, we should tone it down a little.
Can you say it again?
The ladies asked me to say it again for their husbands, actually. In this holy place, the church gives thanks to the most holy Trinity for the feminine genius, for every woman, for their eternal dignity, and for the marvels God has accomplished through women throughout history.
It's not about Mother Mary, I assume. Mother Mary, I assume.
No, all women.
My wife.
Yeah, her hands are up in the ceiling. But the columns have the names of the key women of Jesus' community, honoring them as columns in his community. And have you seen our synagogue already? Okay, so if you see the mosaic out here, we copied it from the synagogue to show that these women are all deeply connected and bonded with the women all down the line, from Sarah, Rachel, Ruth, Deborah, Judith, Esther, and don't forget Hannah. Do you know Hannah?
Yes.
I love Hannah. I fell in love with her this spring when we had the readings in the liturgy. And there's a woman of incredibly bitter tears, deep insults inside her family, even intolerance from the priest in the temple, who called her names, drunken woman. But she was a woman of deep prayer, crying out to God. And that combination of very bitter tears and deep prayer, and she gave us Samuel, or God gave us Samuel through her. And there are 2 books in the Bible from Samuel. Some people think those words are a little poetic, but they're actually real. The great deeds God has done through women. We wouldn't have those 2 books in the Bible without her. Interesting, isn't it? So there are a lot of things to ponder. So this is the central space, the most beautiful place, and the most complex place in the building, and it's dedicated to honor women, as we're in the town of Mary Magdala, the first witness of Jesus risen from the dead. Okay? There are a lot more things to say out there. We just do a couple headlines. We built these 4 small chapels for Iran. Well, very slow, so they can sit down.
One of my groups gave the money for one of those chapels. One of my groups gave the money for one of those chapels.
That's very good.
It's a Singaporean guy.
This is very good. So, very generous people. He mobilized a lot of people. Gabriel, he was actually the doctor who found a cure for hepatitis B. It was a team, and he was the leader of the team who did all the research for that disease in Singapore. Okay, so then these chapels were built to further the purpose of groups just practically finding a place where they can sit down. There weren't too many places in Galway, you don't have air conditioning. And so we did 4 chapels in seen from the Gospels. And each of these were done with Murano glass, 160,000 pieces of Murano glass in each of these chapels. They were put up in one day, because they came here in a big crate, and they were all in big pieces, so they put them like a jigsaw puzzle. You can't tell the division, you can't tell the connections. And the story of Jairus and his little daughter, who was dying, so sick, he runs to Jesus, come and cure my daughter. The woman touches Jesus' clothes, she's healed of 12 years of bleeding. You know the story? And then Jairus gets news that she already died. And Jesus comes with Jairus, takes her by the hand, says 2 words in Aramaic, little lamb, Talitha. Like, what does the word Talitha mean in English? Nothing. What does the word Kimmie mean in English? Nothing. So why is it we listen to it? Because it's an original word coming out of the mouth of Jesus that made such an impression on the disciples that in every single translation of those words since then always carries the original Aramaic acoustic sound plus the translation of what it means. Even in the Latin text over there, up there. Okay? So then, what we just want to show you a couple of things here about the art. We don't try to explain the whole picture. I will explain just a little piece. Which piece would you like me to explain?
Choose.
Your mother's face. Look at her upper face. What does she feel? Terribly sad. We're talking about 5 minutes earlier, 7 or 8 minutes earlier. But the artist gives us a living moment. She's risen from the dead. And you can push it further if you take that little golden tile here and you place it on the eye, you cover the whole space. And she put in a whole lot of little pieces, details, to give us the richness of expression that you would otherwise not have. How many details in a good coffee? How many details in a good dessert? How many details in your kitchen every morning when somebody comes in from their room and you say good morning, the tone of the voice, the detail of the warmth and the look, the caress, so many details. And you're not doing great art. You're building up people for eternal glory. Don't ever get tired of the details. Now we're going to have two more minutes. 1 more minute. Is there any, who's the girl here? There's no daughter here present with her parents, right? So who's the little girl in this group? Who's the littlest girl in this group? The youngest girl in this group, the littlest girl in this group? The little girliest girl in this group? Who's the girliest girl in this group? Bring your phone. Now, what's your first name?
Laurie.
Laurie, you get to do something you never got to do before. It's only got the last 2 minutes.
Okay.
You get to invite a married couple from here to be your parents for 2 minutes. Just like that. Call
Okay. Parents? Wait, Dee. Richard. Yeah, thanks.
We're parents. Now come up, but the faster you get up there, the happier the round will be. Okay, come up here. Come up here. Now, we're going to do 2 minute prayers. How many of you all have daughters? How many of you all have daughters? On program. I get back to you. Mama, behind you.
Okay.
Yeah, behind you. I really love Jesus. Because it's about prayer, it's not about program. Now I say a little prayer, and you can say whatever you want in your own heart, you don't have to say anything out loud. Jesus, thank you for holding my hand. Jesus, keep my hand in your hand always. Never let it go, Jesus. Jesus, thank you for holding our daughter's hand. You stay there, Stay there. Thank you for holding our daughter's hand. Looking up at Jesus. Looking up at Jesus. Jesus, fill her with life. Like once you filled Jairus' daughter with life. And when her greatest day comes, Jesus, fill her with the fullness of everlasting life, with all the angels and the saints in glory forever. I give up. Did you get the idea? There's beautiful things happen to people here, and they don't have to be in the picture, they can be sitting down.
Thank you so much.
The Lord gives His grace. What confession of faith are you?
Protestants,
What brand?
non-denominational, some Baptists.
It doesn't call it no brand.
Yeah, no names.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to take you downstairs. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you so much.
God bless you. See you
God bless you.
later.
Shabbat shalom.
Thank you.
Thank